castle on the hill.
Yo, it's your boy Gamer Mike's here, back again, once again, doing the last day on Earth. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Nice to see you all here again. Thanks for the support so far. This video is mainly about talks about some of the things to come in the updates while you watch me play through Alpha Bunker level 1, 2, and 3, I guess, because I guess you could call lobby number 1 now, and well, since the revamp and whatever. Anyways, enough of that. So moving straight into it here, I'm about to flash an image of something that is potentially going to come into the next update. And I believe this is potentially one of the new locations. They didn't really give much detail about it. They just like tease us with this image. But from what it looks like, I think that might be the beginning of the multiplayer or PvP mode. Or maybe just one of the open world features where you could probably meet up in one area to fight like for that location or whatever. But I really think that was a good idea, because that just means that this game have a lot of potential, a lot of growth to come still within the coming probably months or maybe years, if it does have a healthy life. Because so far Keffa does actually respond to the community a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if it is that you know, they listen to the people and they continue to add stuff, and you know, the game have a long life now. But yeah, this right here is something new that they added. I know by now most of you all will have seen this, because this video is probably a little late. This was actually done probably a week ago, before the actual 1.5.7 update, but due to time I was unable to put it out. Anyways, moving forward, I actually have another video where I did do some coupon redeeming, but I'll save that for another time. Yeah, so just going back to the update, they have like some other new locations which I will probably share with you all shortly. But as I was saying, the game so far, it seems to be balanced at this point, because you could now come to the Alpha Bunker as a lower level player and be able to get some form of loot, even if it's just a little bit, and they give you a longer time before you could actually, like before the bunker actually close. So even if you just go now and you just do a little, you have like 3 days in order to complete the bunker. So even if you can't complete it in one go, you have like time to build up your resources and go again, or just continue from where you left off or whatever. Alright, so right around now, I'm about to flash this next image that should be appearing on your screen right around now. Yeah, so these are some potential, like what you call it, by NPCs that they will be added into the game. I'm not exactly sure, aside from the healer, who the rest of characters are, or maybe they were just different concepts of that healer. But that seems to me that this that looking real decent, because if it is the game gonna have NPCs that is actually support you throughout the game, that actually real decent, you know what I mean? This part of the bunker here is just the beginning, where I just basically hack and slash at these guys because I know they were weak, plus I had on some pretty decent armor. Weapon of choice was actually the spike mace, but for most times I just usually come down here just all guns blazing and shoot my way through. But I'm kind of doing it like this so that people could see that you don't necessarily need to have weapons to kill all the enemies. One thing I did notice while playing through this bunker though is that they relocated a lot of the enemies on them, because the floater boater, sorry, that was actually a frenzy giant. It didn't have a frenzy giant in that room. In fact, it only had 2 fast biters. So with that being said here, and I noticed that he was actually a lot slower compared to how he usually be, because he was able to keep up with you kinda. But then again, they did say that they were going to make it a little bit easier, so we'll just have to wait and see. I noticed that the hands on the walls and all were a lot more aggressive now, because they do damage at like a faster rate or something. I don't know if it was just me, but that was just something that I noticed while making this playthrough here. I suggest if it is you coming down here to melee, you try carrying a saw blade mace, because it is do plenty more damage, and I think the health is actually decent on it as well. I try to clear all the rooms, because I noticed that they put lockers and boxes and whatever you want to call them, bags or whatever, in every room, so it will always have something, even if it's just a coupon ticket. And I think one of the reasons why they added the coupon ticket is so that people would engage almost all the enemies in the bunker, if not all the enemies, because it is add up in the end, and you could actually go back and redeem them to get some pretty cool stuff from the boxes on them. I think that was a good move because people were complaining that this was actually a very low rewarding level, and it was actually the only place where you could get good stuff. So that was a good move by them. So, and moving back with the update talks, I should be flashing another image on your screen right around now. This was actually another concept of an enemy that potentially will be coming in a recent update, sorry, in a future update. I'm not exactly sure what they will call it or what the final version of it will look like, but from what I've seen so far, I'm actually really impressed, because to have an enemy like that in the game right now would be a plus, because everybody know what a fast biter is, and a floater boater, and a frenzy giant, and basically that's it, you know what I mean? They really have much variations of enemies. I know the game's still in beta stage, but people would still like to see something new now. Aside from being, well, I can't say not being able to kill the big one, it is possible. I have seen people do it. It just requires a lot of health and patience and a lot of guns, because nothing else doesn't really do physical damage to it. Anyways, I was talking about the enemies. I hope that they add a lot more enemies into the game, give it more variation instead of just the common 4 or 5 enemies that we already know. Could be 6 in total. You know, it has something that coming as well into the game that going to make it a little bit interesting, but I'll talk a little bit more about that as the video progresses. I don't want to spoil it. I'll save that one for the end. Anyways, at this point in the bunker, I noticed that in every locker that you open, well, almost every locker that you open, you would actually get something kind of rewarding. Before, you would normally just get like a medicine bottle in there. I don't know if it was just based upon luck, but now and the time before that wasn't recorded, I noticed that when I did the bunkers, I was rewarded pretty decent now. I find that was cool now. So yeah, as you notice, I switched to the saw blade mace because my spike mace was a little bit low on health, which was actually my weapon of choice anyways, because it does do more damage like I was saying before. I did, however, sneak past that horror troops there. From here, I noticed that they made a change, because normally it would have not a fast biter but a frenzy giant in that room. So I actually just went and changed my weapon, and I still didn't want to use the mace because I wasn't sure if it had something else right in the next room, because I wasn't sure if it is there, like put the frenzy giant in the room to come now. So I pulled my gun one time, I opened this chest, taking another long here, get our next coupon, get some food, which is good because it is need plenty of health down here in case it is you make any mistake. I strap up because I really wasn't taking any chances, taking my precautions here, and to my surprise it didn't even have a turret, which I find was weird, right? Because normally that was the first thing that's deterred from going any further in the Alpha bunker. I come up on this point here, I noticed that it didn't even have an enemy on the hallway anymore. I'm still curious as to why that big one lock away in a room that you can't actually access. Anyways, moving forward with some of the potential things to come in the updates. And now by now, most of you all will have seen the zip gun. Well, at least this animation of the zip gun. I have yet to actually make that gun in the game itself. And watching other YouTubers use it, it's not that good. So what the developers decided is that they're going to revamp the recipe or the ingredients or the materials used to make the gun, make it a little like because they realize like the zip gun really not that good now. You understand? You see me taking a shotgun to some zombies up on top, still getting more coupons. I suggest coming down in the Alpha bunker mainly for coupons, because the boxes you just get from them is actually be real good, but like you just get a lot of stuff in it now. You just get plenty weapons. So you can even get vehicle parts and stuff, because I have a lot of engine parts you wouldn't believe. I have like almost all to complete the chopper. I still yet to get the fork and the gas tank. I don't know if that, I know it in the game, but it just feel like it non-existent now, because the real doesn't see that at all. Way. Alright, you see it have a new box here. It never had a box here, and the box that are now open, those are actually 2 new boxes that the game developers added into the game. Sorry. At this point, I wasn't taking any chances, so I just whip out all the big guns, put some shotgun to some spitters. Nice. have a floater boater inside here. It actually had 2 floater boaters inside here. Oh, maybe, yeah. I just decided to just stand up and deal with them serious. I was gonna use the shotgun cheese where I could just keep moving and shooting, but then I just decided to just, you know what, just take them on right here, because they're not really dealing that much damage anyways. Like I say, every room now, it kind of small rewards, but small rewards is add up, because I think I get either more coupons or something inside here. Yep. I noticed that they make a lot of these items that you need to build vehicles on them, they make them a lot more accessible now, because before you hardly used to get nuts and bolts and rubber parts and things. I still like rubber parts actually turning up more in the red zone and the yellow zone, which is good. In this here I get some coupons again. Oh, a little advice: when you're outside playing in the alpha bunker or in the field, try your very best not to drink no water, because if you want to use the toilet or take a piss, you will die if an enemy run into you. Alright, if you all notice, at this point it is usually have a frenzy giant. They didn't have any, so I guess they really did make the bunker a little easier. What the hell just happened to that man hand? The man hand stick onto the wall, yes? Funny. Anyways, if you notice that the room actually changed, they removed the fence entirely. Didn't take any chance. I opened the terminal now. I noticed that a frenzy giant in that room, so I didn't want to go right away. 2 toxic abominations. Had to deal with them kind of serious, so I ran a little bit using the shotgun cheese that I mentioned about earlier, which is actually something that I suggest you learn very quick, because it is save you a lot on health. Sometimes it could dodge the damage, which is good. Anyways, moving forward, something else that the update going to potentially have is the radio tower. I am actually very excited for this, because the instant you make this radio tower, it would mean that the PvP or the multiplayer or online or wherever you want to call it going to be out. That was one of the concept variations they have of the radio tower, and the transmitter. That actually real cool. That would mean that the clan battle is gonna come around, or whatever you want to call it, if it's a guide or a survivor group or whoever the hell it might be. Anyways, at this point I just take on some zombies, some fast biters with a handgun. Frenzy giant, I find it easy to go down to a handgun. It's cheaper to use a handgun than to use an actual M16 or the AK-47, because it is cost you less and it is do more damage. The only thing is it just had to run back a little, but it's okay. It is work out good. I see they add 2 new lockers here. Well, a locker and a box, and well, I don't think it was so much of a good reward, because I get aluminum, 1 piece of aluminum and that, and in the box I can't exactly remember. You just have to see here what it was inside this box together. Yes, you see the upper parts I was talking about, another piece of coupon. Now you would notice that I didn't take anything, because I was kind of leaving it to come back, because I have more time now. More time to go home, drop off stuff and come back, because it's like 3 days like I mentioned before. So didn't want to take the chance of this frenzy giant. If it had a cheese where I could usually just hit him and hit him and but the thing is, he just need to hit you once. So I took no chance. I took out the machine gun, started blazing up with some shots. Then the next set of shots were going down. That's what. They gave you a free kill here, because I mean he doesn't even walk up to the gate, so you could just literally just shoot him up from right there. I think they should add grenades into this game. Just throw a grenade over the fence and watch him blow up. Anyways, yeah, moving into this area here, finally got a red coupon. Thought it was like super rare, but it wasn't. I was just unfortunate all the time. Open this locker here. I wanted to make sure that it had like good room for good stuff. I got an next piece of aluminum. I took the cloth because I realized the thick fabric does take plenty to get now, so I take it with me. Open this X box here. Was hoping for something real good. Wasn't that great, so I just take the thick cloth, lay the coupon. Oh, something that you should notice too, or you should know by now if you don't already, is that you could actually carry more than 20 coupons in one stack. You don't actually take up our next space when they reach 20. They just keep adding up, which is actually really good because it's paper. I don't know if you noticed that that frenzy giant was actually standing in front of the door that I didn't open. That's why I left it. I was running back up. I decided that I would go and deal with this frenzy giant here. Strap up, form a nice handgun, open up the door, start blazing with some handgun shots. At this point, I should probably put the next image of the potential update. I don't know why I'm saying potential. These are things that are actually coming into the game. We just don't know when, and we're hoping to see it very soon. Let me see if I could find that image right now. Yeah, so this is the image that I went looking for. I don't know what you would think of this, but for me, I just feel like this is your home base. Based on how the van in the background, yes, you have a house with your walls and stuff. I just think that is your home base, and they're showing you like a zombie race coming. Or if whatever it was, that concept art was actually real decent, you know, because I actually saw a video where they made the game in full 3D, so I know things like that is a real possibility now. Like the developers are just playing around with different variations of how the game views would look to get feedback from the crowds or whatever. Anyways, this is the last level of the Alpha Bunker. This is the what they call the new floor 3, which is actually floor 2. I was very unfamiliar at this point, at this part of the Alpha Bunker, because I normally don't come up here. I just take a chance and come up here this time because I feel like I needed to show you all that, you know, what it have up here for those who haven't been up here as yet. This is where I find you just get a lot of good stuff, but I must warn you, it requires a lot of skill, a lot of good weapons. I think I actually at one point went back home for weapons and come back because I didn't record all of that because it would make the video too long. But yeah, it have a lot of enemies down here, boy, and the rooms on them more or less kind of tied into one another, so you have to be real careful. You understand? They even reposition some of the turrets on them, and they move, I think, one of them. But yeah, I find that the general layout at this level was decent, you know. The fact that they make the enemies on them, like they spread them out more, make the game feel more challenging in a sense. Even though it was a little bit easier, it was more challenging because now in every room it would have like 1 or 2 enemies, instead of just meeting one heap of enemies in a hall and you just deal with them and you have nothing for a little while, which was decent. I guess they listened to the community, because I did see posts and people complaining that, you know, why are they putting all the enemies in one place, so it's make it a little bit tough and that kind of nonsense and stuff like that. I did as I'm talking about them posts on them, I did read in one of the posts where they're going to make NPCs raid your base, boy, and I'm real excited for that, because you see like how you could go to the NPC and raid their base and nobody would be there. Imagine when you offline, them coming and raid your base. No, it might sound a little unfair, but let's be real. You was getting it nice all the time. Every time they come with an update, you go back and raid the NPC bases, you get nice loot. So I think revenge is due, you know what I mean? So you can't be too upset about that. All I could just mention to you all, or give a little advice, is to definitely upgrade your walls, because you would definitely need it if it is you need to like defend yourself against the raiders, the NPC raiders, that is anyways. Oh yeah, that's something I was supposed to mention earlier in the video, boy. Them zombie hordes on them is real to work now, boy. They would normally just take one wall. Now when they come, they just take like a whole set of walls, boy, and that shit annoying. And the only advice I could give towards that is putting down traps, these spike traps, because all of these spike traps is destroy, at least it will keep the integrity of your place in one piece now. Because when the hordes come through, even if you have level 2 walls or level 3 walls, they just go with it. And I find that real expensive. That cost for a zombie horde mashing up your level 3 walls, that is real work. So I suggest putting down some traps. It's cheaper to replace the traps than to have to build over your level 2 and level 3 walls. So I guess my advice to you is to focus more on traps rather than on walls at this point. But if the NPCs come in, you would eventually have to, the NPC raiders that is, you would eventually have to do your walls as well. And let me see if I could just flash the next, or probably my last image, which I find was really cool. And this is here a potentially new location that they're fiddling around with right now. They say that they will release it in the future. They didn't say if it's the near future or the far future, but I'm actually kind of excited to see a level like this, because that means it have like an underground. We don't know if it's gonna be like an underground part of the bunker or maybe a totally different location in the game. We don't know what it will be exactly, but we are excited as a community. We're really excited for it. I know for sure I am excited for it. You understand? And as the video here coming to a close, I had to cut it short here because, well, as you can see, my saw blade mace had broke on me, and my weapons was almost at an end, and I think I was at work. So at this point, we'd just like to say thanks for coming out here and supporting me again with another video. I hope you all like and subscribe, share to your friends. I'll see you all soon. Peace out.